I mean, Travis was just LSU didn't pressure him a year ago, Scott. They never got to him again last night. The defense, as highly touted as it is, could not get to Florida State's quarterback.
No, they couldn't. He's played a lot of football. Florida State has a really good team. Now, you have to beat the teams you're supposed to beat on the schedule. If you look at, I don't know who Florida State plays exactly, but you have to beat the North Carolina States of the world and all the way down the schedule. And you can't have those triples because they are a talented team. They have a quarterback who's played a lot of football. But to your point, I think I already kind of talked about the concerns for LSU's offensive line. I was concerned about the lack of pressure by LSU's defensive line. And I know, I got asked this question about a month ago. What do you think about them moving Harold Perkins off the ball to linebacker? And the point by everybody was now he can play both ways, sideline to sideline. He's going to make plays everywhere. While I agree with that, it is hard to find natural pass rushers. There's a reason why Texas A&M did take Von Miller and say, hey, go play middle linebacker. It is hard to find guys who can rush the passer and affect the game that way. And I really think LSU has to consider looking at putting Harold Perkins back on the line of scrimmage and dictating to offenses which way you can run plays because he shuts down a certain side of the field.
Scott, on Monday, Brian Kelly at his press conference was saying how he knew that Florida State had a game changer on defense that has to be accounted for. And then he followed it up by saying, but Harold Perkins is a game changer and he is going to have to be accounted for. Nobody accounted for him Sunday night because he didn't change anything. And I know he's kind of in your wheelhouse because that's where you played and made it all the way to the Super Bowl and won the title. So I know you read linebacker positions, but if you ever watched him last night, it's sometimes he had his head on a swivel, not because he's looking for players. You almost felt like he's looking like, am I in the right spot? Like he had no impact getting to the quarterback. He had no impact playing the position he was playing. It looked very uncomfortable and very unnatural for a guy that even the head coach said, you're going to have to count for him. No, they didn't. He didn't do anything.
No, Harold Perkins is the top 10 pick in the NFL draft, rushing the passer. And I think Harold Perkins could go play free safety and make plays. But the problem is, and like I said, there are guys who are just naturally born pass rushers, guys who can dip and lean and get under an offensive tackle like nobody else can. And he's one of those kids. Those guys affect the game. They change the game. And LSU's thinking was, well, other teams are going to double team Harold. They're going to take him out of the game. But if they're double teaming him, that opens up your entire defense to make plays. So you have to look at it from that way and just don't think he's a playmaker. He's going to play sideline to sideline. Because I will take a guy who can rush the passer over a guy who can play sideline to sideline every day of the week. And you see it in the NFL. Those guys who can rush the passer get paid a lot more money than the guys who play sideline to sideline. Yeah. It's just you have to get after the quarterback and affect the quarterback. And I hope they put Harold back up closer to the line of scrimmage where he belongs.